morning guys, welcome back to the vlog. Saturday morning, so we're doing a quick little house reset, so let's get into it. A double duvet fold is the only way to make a bed. Literally the best flavour. Maxie's still on the fucking show. Excuse me, can you please just move over? We're off to do something really exciting this morning. We're doing a photo shoot for my cousin, her partner and their newborn. And so she's 10 weeks old now. And we're doing a location shoot this morning at the Arboretum. We've been waiting for a good day to do it for ages because we're headed into winter now. So it's getting a bit colder, a bit wetter, so it's been hard to find a good day. So we finally found one, excited to do it. And we're taking Maxie along for the adventure as well. Alright, so just made up a vegetarian roasted vegetable pizza for lunch. This is very much a lunch that I do when I don't really have anything left for the week, which is usually what happens on the weekend. So I usually just have a bunch of roasted vegetables ready to go in the fridge because I use them for my meal prep during the week. So I've just got what was left of that. So roasted pumpkin, eggplant, zucchini and capsicum. And then I've just added some mushrooms, olives and goat's cheese, and this is honestly like the best combination as well. Not super high in protein, this one, but not every single meal needs to be super high in protein as well. Definitely getting enough in for your recovery is important. People often put a lot of emphasis on that and take it right to the extreme and forget about other things like carbohydrate, particularly fiber intake. So for me especially, fiber intake I feel like is so much more of a focus and a priority for me these days than protein is. The base I also use just a wholemeal pita, which is much better for volume than like the typical pizza bases you can get, and it's also more fiber as well. So I'm gonna go enjoy this one. Right, I've mustered up some motivation to go to the gym. I've got one more session for the week to get done this afternoon. I'm feeling pretty tired this afternoon. I got home late last night from watching my cousin's production, and then I got up early this morning for a cafe catch up with a friend. So yeah, probably didn't get quite, what is going on with this? Probably didn't get quite as much sleep as I needed, so I'm kind of feeling that this afternoon. Just been spending the afternoon editing the photos that we did before, so I was feeling nice and cozy on the couch, but one more to get done, so let's go do it.
Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, down, down. Gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. You're the question, you're the answer. Bring the animal back to life. Bring the energy one more time. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, down, down. Gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Feel the moment, feel the power. Bring the animal back to life.
Back from the gym now, and the goat has made me homemade chicken burgers for dinner tonight. It looks good. The zinger burgers.
Without the zing.
Without the zing. What makes it? What gives it the zing? Is it like the spiciness or?
Yeah, because the video that I watched, he put like when he coated it, instead of using egg, he used the Frank's Red Hot sauce.
Oh, okay.
And that's a bit much.
Bit much for you, yeah.
I just do egg and then put this stuff on it, and then usually do the zinger sauce, which is just mayo and sriracha mixed together. But she didn't want any. I didn't think there was much point doing any for just me. So I'm just going to do sweet chili, and you're doing nothing.
I'm going to do goat's cheese.
Goat's cheese.
And some roasted peppers and spinach, because at Grilled recently they came out with I can't remember what it's called, but it was like a new grilled chicken burger, no, crumb chicken burger that had like goat's cheese on it. It was really, really good. So I'm gonna like try and sort of somewhat recreate that. But yeah, so keen. What are you doing? What's wrong with it?
Super hot.
You're a fan of your handiwork, are you?
That's good. There we go, look at that. And then I've got 2 slightly small.
He's getting his gram shot. All right, so we're gonna sit down and enjoy this. We've started watching on Netflix. Keep going to say Now You See Me, but it's not Now You See Me, it's I Will Find You. So we started that the other night and watched like 3 episodes. So probably just keep watching that tonight. And yeah. Good morning guys and happy Sunday. So Sundays are my check-in day. So I did all my progress photos and measurements this morning and just got back from taking Maxie from a walk because it's actually the most beautiful day today. It is fully winter, so all that chill and coldness is really set in now, but the sun is out today and it was just so beautiful. So we did an extra big walk. And one thing that has been so game changing with our walks is using a retractable lead. I used to have her on just like a solid one, and Maxie is a very sniffy dog. So when we walk, I kind of like to let her lead a bit. Like obviously we have a bit of like a route or a usual track that we use, but I sort of like to let her stop and sniff where she wants to, because apparently that is more tiring from them than the actual physical act of walking itself, is actually sniffing and exploring. So I like to do that as much as possible. And a retractable lead means that she can sort of stop at her own pace and sort of lag behind or race ahead if she wants to, without my arm getting sort of yanked back and forth all the time. And I can just sort of walk at a mostly consistent pace. So yeah, it's definitely made it a lot more enjoyable. Plans today, pretty much just a bit of a clean up, reset day, meal prep, all that sort of stuff. And my floors are in desperate need of a vacuum and a mop. So we're just gonna get that done today. Afternoon, huge, but Sunday reset went well. Pretty much cleaned the whole apartment, so it's feeling nice and clean, which is good. And then I've just been meal prepping, so I was sort of sorting out my meals the night before so that it was all good for the morning, but then I just find that when you do dinner for the night, I just kind of like wasn't able to just like sit down and like wind down and relax properly. Like I feel like I'm doing stuff right up until I go to bed. So I was like, I'll smash it all out this afternoon, which feels good. And then I've put dinner on as well. So what we've made, and this has been the lunch I've been doing for the longest time. So lunches, we have kind of like a roasted vegetable quinoa salad with a kangaroo patty. I know that probably sounds very weird, but kangaroo patties are really good protein, really low fat, and they're quite cheap as well, like quite a cheap protein. So I've been having those for the longest time now. And these particular patties like quite good, like there's very little preservatives and things in them too. And then topped it with some goat's cheese as well. So that's lunch. And for the roasted veggies, I do pumpkin, eggplant, zucchini, and capsicum. And yeah, you could really do any vegetables that you wanted, but they're just the ones that I just have on the rotation regularly. And then I also did 3 servings of overnight wheat bix, each with like a different flavor. So I've got like strawberry, caramel, and vanilla with like a chocolate topping that's literally just like maple syrup with a bit of cacao powder. So they're good to go for the morning too. And then dinner tonight, cooked up a batch of taco gnocchi. So this one is a weekly staple because it's so good and so easy. It's just like a gluten-free pumpkin gnocchi. I do this one with pork mince, red and green capsicum, corn, and then added some black beans as well. And then just topped with a Mexican cheese. And yeah, it's so good. And it's also cooked in beef bone broth as well. So I'm going to sit down and enjoy this one. Good morning. Never trained fasted. All right, happy Monday. Just got into the gym. It is just past 7, hence why it is still so dark, but we're about to jump in for a new week. So new week of training starting with day 1, which is upper body. So let's go get into it.
One more time. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, you're the question, you're the answer. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Oh, if you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, say it louder. Oh, feel the moment, feel the power. Oh, bring the animal back to life. Oh, bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
Right, so I'm home for the day. I didn't end up filming a whole lot in the office today just because it's a shared space and Mondays everyone's like in. So it was just a bit tricky. But Mondays are pretty much just a big sort of figuring out what's going on for the week, a lot of editing, a lot of content, all that sort of stuff, checking on the orders and just sort of figuring out the main focuses and what the projects are for the week and stuff like that. So yeah, this morning was just packing a few orders, and then on Friday we did a bit of a website audit and figured out things that we need to sort of improve and change just to make the whole shopping experience so much better. So I was just starting some of those tasks based on the plans that we made on Friday. But home now, and literally my favorite part of being home. Come here. Come here. Oh, hello. That'll do. Literally my favorite part of coming home is this girl. Oh. And oh my goodness, so much, thank you. And every afternoon I take her for a little walk just because she's in the apartment on her own for most of the day. So, and it's a good chance for me to get the rest of my steps up too. So what do you reckon? Do you want to go on a little walk, darling? What do you reckon? Okay. But I just realized actually I haven't given a lot of context at all as to what like my role or my job even is. So if you are new here, I believe I've mentioned this on previous vlogs, but I work for a supplement company called ivynutra. So it's a 100% natural health nutraceuticals supplement brand. And it was founded and established by Jared, who I've worked with for years. I originally was a personal trainer and I worked under his personal training brand, EPM, for quite a few years. And then when that role wasn't quite feeling right for me anymore, I decided to jump over to the supplement company side of things, and I've been there ever since. So essentially, I'm sort of like a content creator and in-house designer, which is such a cool role and I really, really love it. And being a more introverted personality, it kind of suits me just to sort of chip away at my own thing rather than coaching being so customer facing all the time. Just with my energy, it just wasn't super aligned, I guess is the best way to put it. It kind of feels random to have ended up here given that I literally studied nutrition at uni, and I've kind of used the degree, I guess. I've kind of used it. But in my role, it's kind of not super relevant. I guess the only way that it's relevant is developing like the nutrition labels and stuff like that, because that's very much stuff that I would have studied, and it's still in the realm of nutrition, but my actual role is more like design and marketing, which I haven't studied. I'm just kind of winging it as I'm going. So yeah, even though the brand is a couple of years old now, we're still very much in those early stages. We have technically 2 products. So the All Day Whey, the protein, and we've added flavors to that. And then we've recently come out with creatine, and we have a few more products in the pipeline this year. So lots to look forward to and lots happening at the moment. Because I don't know when your parents tell you that that light's not allowed to be on, if that's just fucking made up, or is that an actual law? Once again, Maxi just finished up at Grilled, which is like our Monday night little weekly date night, if you will. So yeah, using the Mad Monday promo, so we get like 1 burger free pretty much when our teams win. So obviously we don't do it like every single week, but we like to make the most of it as often as we can, because we don't get meals out or take away a whole heap. So this is kind of just like the one special treat that's a little bit cheaper because of the promo as well, so why not? And then it's also really good after like meal prepping and guest day, because after spending the afternoon in the kitchen, it's like good as, because then I don't have to cook tonight, so that's always really fun. So yeah, really good at Grilled as well, because we get to take Maxi and we can sit outside with her, and she just totally let herself get rage baited by a toddler at like one of the other tables and started barking at them. So that Maxi, fucking relax, girl. Alright, so we're home now and we're locking in for the final episode of I Will Find You. So one more to go. Yeah, Maxi's having her girl dinner. She's smashing it. Someone is not impressed with this early wake up. Hey? Hey? You're always the last out of bed. Hey? Alright, Tuesday morning. It is cold and wet this morning, and we've got day 2 lower body to do. So I have my pre-workout crumpet, which has 15 grams of honey, a little bit of cinnamon, a little bit of salt, because we do not train fasted if we want to feel strong and good. So we're going to get this down and head to the gym. So we're back from the walk. We got the tiniest little bit wet, hence why my fringe is gone, because my fringe and rain humidity just does not go well. Watch your head. And closing that. Thank you. So I didn't really end up vlogging much at all today at work, because to be honest, I'm really just at my computer the whole day, just like editing videos, updating the website, so it just doesn't feel really like that exciting. But I think I need to like plan a little bit more like what I'm doing, or need to like plan to do certain things that's a bit more entertaining and a bit more exciting, because for the most part it's really just like me being on my computer all day. But yeah, we still got the afternoon walk-in with Maxi, and now we're back doing the dinner prep. This is honestly one of my favorite dinners for the week. I love all dinners that we do, but this one in particular is so good, and from a nutrition standpoint it's probably like one of the best ones as well, for micronutrients and fiber and all that stuff. It's just the vegetable prep is a little bit of work, but it's definitely worth it. This morning session was actually quite hard. I was just doing my best to kind of match all the weights that I've been doing previously, and I'd probably just put it down to like mostly probably not getting a lot of good sleep last night. Like I felt like I probably slept for not quite enough, and the quality wasn't very good either. So I really felt that this morning. So on days like that where it comes to progressing, I just sort of try and match my previous weights as best as I can. Like obviously I do need to maybe pull back here and there, like maybe dropping the weight back on one set so that the technique feels a little bit better, because obviously sacrificing your technique for the weight isn't worth it, or just pulling a few reps back. So this morning my RDL I knew wasn't going to feel amazing, but I wanted to try and do my top set at 75, and I could only get like 6. I was like, nah, I'm just feeling all back in this, which is not what I wanted, so I pull back from there. And in the moment, that can feel really frustrating and like you're not progressing, but when you think about it, those weights that you did when you did those for the first time, that was like a PB for you at one point. So if you sort of think of it as you're attempting them when you're feeling at your worst, like you're most lethargic and you're most sore, you're most tired, and you're like still managing them, that's like a good sign that you have progressed and you have gotten a lot stronger. And that just kind of gives you the motivation that when you are feeling really good and back to 100% again, then that gives you the confidence that you can go for that little bit more next time too. All right, so there's the finished product. As you can see, I probably need to invest in some bigger bowls as it's a huge meal, but it's incredible for volume. So I've actually got a little bit of rice under there, if you can see that, for some more carbs, but it's mostly sweet potato, green beans, beef mince with like a homemade taco seasoning, cherry tomatoes, and a bit of cottage cheese with hot honey over the top. And yeah, literally so good. Right guys, Wednesday morning, good morning. Also the 1st of July this morning, which for me, that kind of feels more true to being halfway through the year. Like people always say that like June is like mid-year. I'm like, not really, because you haven't had the full 6 months yet. So officially halfway. And it just sort of like made me think about all the things that I said that I would do this year. And definitely one thing was being like really strict with my morning routine. And I have like noticed, especially since it's been like colder and it's been harder getting out of bed, I have like started going on my phone a little bit more as well, which I've justified by trying to like wake myself up and stuff like that. But I just feel like it just gives me the biggest brain rot for like the rest of the day. Like I just feel like my brain is just like mush and I just can't focus properly because I just feel so easily distracted. So this morning I was like, right, I really need to set the boundary back in place, and I haven't like really been on my phone all morning except to like use like a timer and stuff like that, which feels good. So yeah, it's just a good chance to like really reset those intentions and things like that too. Because ultimately, if there's things that you really want to achieve or there's somewhere you want to be, the thing that gets you there is those things that you do daily. So the little things that you think don't matter too much, they actually do compound over time. So the easiest way to sort of predict your future is to assess your daily habits, basically. So that's what I'm kind of doing with myself this week and being really honest with myself. And a big thing that I really wanted to do this year as well was like YouTube. But of course, I spent half the year making excuses as to why I didn't have the time to do it. And I'm just sort of thinking, well, fuck that. I'm just going to do it anyway and give it a crack. You're not going to know if you have the time for it unless you try and do it, right? So yeah, just sort of giving it a crack and just winging it. But this morning we have day 3, upper body 2. So my 3rd day before I have a rest day. So usually I sometimes alternate between Wednesday and Thursday, like having a rest day. But if I'm like feeling good, sometimes it just feels good to like knock 3 out of the way and just sort of feel like half the week is already done, because I've got 5 days of training in total. So yeah, if like 3 is done, that's half the week done already. And just sort of depends on what else I have for the day too. So yeah, let's head in and get it done. morning guys and happy Thursday. So Thursday is my scheduled rest day, which I do alternate with Wednesdays sometimes, but I've done my first 3 days of training for the week, so resting today, and it's usually my work from home day as well, although I do have to sort of be ducking in and out to do some filming and other things, but otherwise I would just sort of stay home for the day and mostly just like edit. But I thought I would be able to do a little bit more of a detailed sort of what I eat in a day, because so far filming at work has been a little bit tricky. So on a training day, as you've seen so far, I will have a crumpet with a bit of honey. So I'm not first thing before I go to the gym, just so I've got like something in me, because training in the morning, yes, you've just like woken up from sleep. So you've got like that energy of just like having woken up, but that kind of runs out very, very quickly. So it's really ideal, especially if you're doing quite intense training, especially strength training, where you're just putting a lot of load through your body. You need that energy. So having a really good source of carbohydrates that digest really easily and really quickly, just to give you something to get through the session. So because I'm resting today, I didn't really need to have that this morning, so I'm just going to go straight into my first meal of the day, which is overnight wheat bix. I've been really loving this at the moment because it's really good carbs, really good fiber, and it's just a really like good macro friendly meal as well. So I've got like the base of wheat bix, a teaspoon of chia seeds in it as well for fiber, and then mix that with milk to set the base. And then I've got a layer of banana there as well, again for fiber, good quality carbohydrates, and then all the micronutrients in it as well. And then I mix some good quality Greek yogurt with a little bit of the all day whey protein, just to boost the protein a little bit. And I've done the creme caramel flavor this morning as well. And then I've started using powdered peanut butter, which I've never used before actually. So it's kind of like a peanut caramel combo, which is so, so good. So that's the first meal of the day. And then as I'm getting ready in the morning, I also have my iced coffee, which is literally just almond milk with a shot of coffee. And then I just put literally 10 grams of the caramel protein as well, just to give it like a little bit of flavor, because I actually don't love the taste of coffee. I've gotten a little bit more used to it over time, but I just like that combination with a little bit of protein. And then it also makes it just a bit more balanced as well. So it's not just like pure caffeine going into your stomach, like the protein just kind of helps the digestion of it as well. All right, so I'm back home again, ducked out to do a little bit of filming at the office. Now I've come home for lunch. It's pretty late now, it's actually 1:30, so I'm starving, but today, so I've got still my meal prep, and I've got one more which I'm saving for tomorrow, but today I just thought I'd have dinner leftovers from last night. So I had my family over for dinner, which is always one of my favorite days of the week. And last night I did a parmesan rummed chicken with a mix of quinoa and rice, roasted carrots and Brussels sprouts, and topped with a little bit of sweet chili sauce, and it is so, so good. This is definitely like a weekly staple. And I did like a massive batch of it because I wanted to get like an extra work lunch for both me and Dylan out of it too. So that's why I just didn't even have a chance to really like capture much or vlog anything, because I spent that long chopping vegetables and just prepping it all. But yeah, gonna sit down and have this, and then we're locking in for some work for this afternoon. Friday morning, last day of the week, we know the drill, pre-workout going down, and we've got day 4, lower body 2 to do.
Say it louder, oh. You're the question, you're the answer, oh. Bring the animal back to life, oh. Bring the energy one more time, oh. If you feel like letting go, you can take control. You can turn this all to something beautiful, where you feel life gets you down, 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 gets you down, down, down. Say it louder, oh. Feel the moment, feel the power, oh. Bring the animal back to life, oh. Bring the energy one more time. Bring the energy one more time.
Okay, so Friday afternoon, things have taken a little bit of a turn. So since I've come home, so actually, let's back it up a little bit. Yesterday, I took Maxie to the vet just for a little checkup, because if you watched like a recent vlog, you would have seen we had some dramas with her a few times last year with just like diarrhea, vomiting, all the rest of it, just like really nonstop. And ever since then, she's obviously been great and a lot better, but her stools in particular have never been perfect. And the reason why I haven't rushed her back to the vet or anything is because she's obviously playing, eating, sleeping, and full of energy and completely normal otherwise. So just thought I'd take her in for a little checkup. They had like some liver treats that they give to sort of make it a bit more pleasant for them. And I was a bit like, oh, like we usually don't give her a lot of different treats because she is very sensitive. But then I was kind of also like, oh, we don't really like know until we know. So I just let her have a few. And then I've come home this afternoon. She has unfortunately developed diarrhea, and I think she's doing a bit more. So yeah, so I did just call the vet back just to be like, do I bring it back in or do we just monitor it? And I'm about to go down just to pick up a bit of medication to sort of help with it. But yeah, in the past, things like this just would have like put me in the worst mood. And it's things like this, because vlogging is like something I've wanted to do for a long time, but it's things like this that have kind of popped up that have made it feel very hard to do, and I haven't like wanted to be on camera. So basically right now, I've obviously felt a lot worse about it in the past, so I'm not completely freaking out about it now because I know that it always turns out fine. But basically right now what I'm trying to do is just like, when I do feel a bit anxious or uneasy, I just like to do things. So I'm just like doing little tasks and just kind of like cleaning up a little bit. To me, it kind of just feels like I'm getting a bit of order and a bit of control back in my life in the midst of a situation that I feel like I don't have a lot of control of right now. So yeah, that's just a very honest update. Alrighty, back from the vet. Maxie is here beside me just chilling. She got a probiotic shot from the vet, so I just gave that to her when I got home, which will hopefully firm up her stools again. But we've had no more shit recently, so let's hope it stays that way. But we've come to the end of the week, so I'm probably going to sign off soon and start editing this one to get it up. But then it occurred to me that I haven't actually spoken about the whole purpose and reason behind my training at the moment. So a big intention going into this year was wanting to try something new and learn a new skill, because I've been doing the gym for 8 years now. And even though I still absolutely love it, I love the technique of it, I love just the stress release it gives. I think it's just the act of just like focusing on something and not being able to think about anything else. It just puts you so in your body that it just forces you to be so present. And that's something that I will never not love. But as humans, we just sort of need progression, and we need to feel like we're just learning a skill and getting better at something, which is why I decided to explore competitive bodybuilding a little bit more this year. Something I've always had like a little bit of a tickle, but I guess like the politics of it, I guess, is probably the best way to explain it in terms of like the placing. Like it can really fluctuate and differ quite a lot, and as a competitor that can be a little bit frustrating sometimes. But competing for me isn't necessarily about the winning or the placing, even though that would be an amazing bonus. I think it's just more so pushing myself to a new limit and giving myself a personal challenge, and also just with my physique, just really wanting to see what my full potential is. So I just really want to push myself to a new level this year. And I was also interested in learning the technique of posing, because I guess like weight training, how there's a certain technique to it and a certain way that you should move, it's the same thing with the posing as well. Improving and growing is kind of always the main goal. So I guess like if I went through the coaching, decided I didn't want to compete, that in my eyes wouldn't be wasted time or energy, because I would still be getting like some sort of result out of it. But I'm also wanting to go in with a very learning sort of mindset of just like being open to it and just sort of seeing where it takes me. So with where I'm currently sitting, I'm pretty far into my build phase at the moment. I think I've got maybe a month left of it, and then we have a bit of a mock timeline aiming for around season A next year. So yeah, thank you so much for coming along at this week's vlog. I hope you really enjoyed it and got some sort of value out of it. And we've got a couple more weeks of building to go to really bring it home. So I'll catch you next week.